I don't take days off, do I? When my number is called, I don't take plays off, do I? I'ma always give you 20 and 10, no matter how much you wanna pretend that I ain't clutch.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Others Receiving Votes podcast, sponsored by M-Glow. I'm your host, Loren Woods, aka Big Low, and we did it. We finally went video on you. Y'all been asking, well, people been suggesting, why y'all don't got videos? Everybody got video podcasts. Everybody got the video blogs, all that. So we listened. We finally did it. You know what? I mean, I find myself attractive, but that didn't mean everybody else does. So I didn't know if I was gonna have to go video immediately, but people want it. So totally understand. I was talking to one of my peoples the other day, and I mean, I watch a lot of college basketball, tons. I watch a lot of high school basketball, a lot of college basketball, tons of pro basketball, pretty much basketball all over the world. I'm always watching, trying to pick up new ideas, new strategies, all kinds of things. One thing that I'm always fascinated with is how so many great players in high school and college, and even on the pro level, they just fall off. And mostly it's high school to college and college to the pros. Once you've been playing pro for a few years, whatever, and you kind of get your footing, you kind of at that time what you're really good at, what you're not as good at. You usually just accentuate your positives and get away from your negatives. But I find that so many talented players, young players in college, they don't have the kind of pro career they should have, and it's all objective, coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's like one of my high school coach used to say all the time, like none of that matters. It only matters is what you do. I try to talk to people about it, like, well, what is it that just doesn't get you over that hump? Like what is that information that you're missing, or what is that information that a lot of these young players are missing that they're not making it to the next level like that? And especially what I'm talking about now, from high school, from college to the pros, it really has to do with just having that mindset. You are good enough, and no matter what, you're gonna make it. And I'm gonna give you an example. Like I know that there's a lot of guys that feel that they should play in the NBA. A lot of parents are telling their kids at a very young age that yes, NBA is the goal. It's the only goal. That's what it is. There is no plan B, whatever. And this is a great way to attack a goal. Have a goal. Have no backup plans. Just be all into this certain goal. I'm all for that. But then if you don't get that specific goal, you have to be able to adapt and find a new goal quickly. And that's one thing in professional sports, especially and moving from college to the pros, is a lot of guys, they don't get it fast enough. They don't understand quick enough that you have to be able to say, okay, I didn't make it to the NBA, but I'm still going to continue on this basketball path and just try to maximize it the best way I can, without any regrets, without looking back, without saying, oh, I didn't get picked here, so that means maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was, and I guess that's the end. Or taking the mindset of, well, I'm not here, I have to play overseas or in some other market or in South America or in the Caribbean or wherever, it's starting out a career, I have to start here because I'm not in the NBA. I'm not gonna go as hard as I would go if I was playing against like LeBron James or Kevin Durant or Steph Curry or something like that, right? And I think that piece of information right there is just that's the biggest key to being able to get over that hump. There's tens of thousands of guys who are good enough to play professionally, especially in America, because we have tons and tons and tons of talented players, but it's only going to be 400 people selected, playing in the NBA every year. That number constantly changes with revolving, it's like a revolving door with players. Eventually the best players are going to be old, they're going to be out, and they're going to be young talented players coming in. But there's going to be constant changing and constant movement. But you got to be able to adapt and to say, okay, if I didn't make it into this first 400, just think about the next 100. The next 100 is not in the NBA. The next 100 is either playing in the G League or playing overseas or whatever. You got to be able to flip that switch quick and say, all right, that didn't happen right now, and especially if you're young, it could still happen, it could happen 4 or 5 years down the line. But if it didn't happen right now, I gotta flip that switch, and I gotta get ready to get it popping wherever I go. Enough of me ranting. Let's get to the show.
We're going to start this thing, man, right now, because I don't
That's a bet.
nothing.
It's going to be crazy.
Hold up. Usually what I do, I got this whole crazy intro for everybody, like, yo, All-American, and it was doing this.
Right.
I'm not even going to do that with you. I ain't even playing this. This is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to tell this one story, and then I'm just going to let you do the rest.
All right, bet.
and I've been knowing you. See, I was knowing you before you knew me.
Right.
True. When we met officially, it was like ABCD camp. We was like,
right, yep.
The year before that, I guess we was like, what was we like, juniors, maybe like that. It was like junior because ABCD was going into senior year.
Okay.
It was junior. And remind you, class of 96.
96, baby.
Names out there. Kobe
Yes,
Bryant.
sir. Oh, mine. Rest in peace, Cole, man. You feel me?
Tim Thomas, Jermaine O'Neal.
Man.
Ian Holloway up there where y'all's at.
Yep.
But Steven Jackson, Captain
Jack. Captain Jack, Bibby,
Mike
Bibby. Yeah. So many people.
Ronnie Fields,
yeah. Crazy.
I'm talking about, we had some Dean Cleve. He was killing.
Yes.
Dogs. The first person I really ever heard about.
Right.
This is on Everything I Love. You don't even know this story. This is on Everything I Love. I was thinking about the other day. First person I ever heard about was this dude named Nate Johnson.
Right, true.
Okay, and we like sophomores, juniors, and they talk, I know all the names everybody can see. I was a student of the game. I ain't like how a lot of kids are now. They don't know nothing about
They have no clue.
They don't know about who in college, who in pros, really, who in, I knew everybody, like top 300. I knew if you was like, what rank you was, if you all the way down like 300.
Right.
So, I know it. Okay, I'm hearing about this guy, Nate Johnson. Okay, yeah, I know the guy. Well, what's up with him? Like, my coach is like, yeah, man, this kid scored, broke the New Jersey record, scored like 62 points in a game or something like that.
81.
It was the first time.
Okay.
You broke the record, and then you broke your own record.
Right.
Came back with the 80. It was like you put up the 60 something. And then like a month later, you put up the 80 piece on them and broke your own record. And I swear, man, and I'm from St. Louis. Now, mind you, this was before all the social media. This is before
man. Could you imagine?
There wasn't really no TV. This word of mouth.
Right.
Broke the record with 68 or 70. Then came back and broke it with the 80 piece like a month later. And I'm telling you, I'm in the gym like, man, I gotta get on my shit.
Right.
I ain't even scored 30 in the game yet. I gotta get on my ball. You know what I mean? So that's how I knew. And then we go all the way back to ABCD. This like 85, bro. And ever since then, obviously I followed your career. And then we got the opportunity to play together in 11-9, man. But when I'm done talking, you tell the story from when you first started all the way up through the pros.
Work, man. Young boy, I used to play a lot of football. We used to play a lot of football on the street. So my hand-eye coordination was crazy early, man. And so, but, fast forward that just transitioned me easy into basketball, man. So, being there was a lot of violence in Camden and all that. So basketball was kind of like our outlet, really. So we spent a lot of time on the basketball court and just, I tell the kids all the time when I'm working, I worked out by myself. You know what I mean? Like I didn't need nobody in the gym. And that's how I think I just threw the ball out to myself, jab, step, worked on my pull up and just, just the small things. And then pro career, then had the opportunity to play at University of Louisville. I feel like I kind of underachieved, kind of got caught up. Well, I guess what everybody do when they go to college and all that, having fun and partying and not really, concentrating on your basketball as much as we did after we got out of college. And then, from there, went overseas and just grind, man, just grind. Like people don't understand the grind overseas, like, having to kill your man every night, it's kind of like eat or be eaten, man. It just, You know, and like you said, when we played together, man, we had some great times on that court. You know, the things that we seen on the court, you feel me, with the fighting and all that crazy, and it kind of make you just stay in the gym, man. Just keep working, man. Just keep working. That's pretty much it.
You brought that up. I'm glad you brought up Louisville because, you know, you went to Louisville All-American. You was killing in Louisville. I know that you said you didn't have the type of career in your mind that you probably should have had from a talent perspective that you felt like you should have had. But with all that, I mean, again, I followed your career in Louisville. You played great at Louisville. No matter what, your skill set and your talent level was NBA talent level. And I'm still scratching my head right now about like how you missed out on a few years of those NBA checks. And we talked about it. We played. I was like, it makes no sense, especially for the way that back then guys were drafting. You know, I think that was when that influx of a lot of the high school and the young guys coming that kind of started that, you know, very early teenage drafting on potential, as opposed to, you know, you putting in the work for 3 or 4 years and you getting the nod. But, you know, I'm still scratching my head like, how you 3 or 4 of those, at least 3 or 4
at least. I don't understand, bro.
But I don't understand either. But just like everybody.
Right.
You know, like in America, it's thousands of guys that's good enough to play in the NBA.
Thousands.
A lot of them don't make it. And then a lot of them really don't have that kind of career overseas that they should have too, you know, with that talent.
Absolutely.
Like, how did you be able to shake off that NBA BS? It was some nonsense. How did you take that off, but then still say, you know what, I'm gonna take whatever, you know, all these skills that I learned since I was, you know, a teenager and whatever, and I'm about to kill everybody from this point on. I'm killing everybody. Like, how you do that?
You know, it was a crazy story for me. Like, this what happened to me. It was like, I want to say my senior year, it was like, I'll probably say like a month left in the season. And I'm like, man, and so, you know what, this is going to sound crazy, but it's fact. And I asked God, this is what I did. I said, God, what is this basketball for me? And, you know, it was crazy. He didn't answer me right then and there. And his answer was, I came out, I had 38, 27, 25, 26, boom, got my answer. So after that day, I said, man, every time I go on the court, I'm going to work out as hard as I possibly can, man. And that's what I did, man. And, you know, it will help a lot too. At the same time, I was able to stay in pretty much injury-free as far as major injuries, knees and backs and things like that, man. I just worked on my craft, man. Just stayed in the gym and just was like, you know what? This opportunity I had to play overseas. So every time someone come and see me, I wanted it to be a show, bro. You feel me? Because I never knew who was watching me. You know what I mean? So I said, whoever that opponent is in front of me, I'm going to go, even if he's a scorer, defensive player, whatever, I'm going to go right at his neck, bro. And that's and that's pretty much what I did for that time, man. You know what I mean? And I took pride in it as well. You know what I mean?
See, and I think that's where a lot of the, you know, and not just guys that came out of our era, because we saw a lot. I mean, you know, remember when we were playing, we would talk about guys, be like, man, I can remember him when he played in school and he was so talented, how he come overseas and he got cut the first week.
Right.
You know, like dudes coming overseas and stuff like that and scoring 10 points when they should be getting like 25, 30. And we were like, how is that even possible? And I think you just said it right there. You know, I think a lot of guys, they couldn't shake the fact that they was even overseas.
Right, yeah, a lot of them couldn't do that.
Should be in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I kind of had that chip on my shoulder too. When I first went to Europe, I told you that, you know, we talked about that.
Yeah.
You know, I first went to Europe, like, I ain't supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be in the league. I'm a league.
Right. And I thought you were supposed to be in the league too.
I appreciate that. The old head sat me down. He said, look, I don't care if you think you're supposed to be in the league or not. I don't know. That's between you and God. That's between you and whoever. But this is what I'm going to tell you. Because you was in the league, you got a target on your back. If you don't come to show every single night, you're going to get your ass handed to you every single night. And
every single night.
You'll be out of here. So your choice. And I mean, he sat me down. It was an old head, Tanaka Beard. I never forget. And I was like,
Tanaka Beard, ain't that?
Yeah, Big old head. He real
right.
And I think that's right. And he kind of mentored me for the first year because without him, I got blessed. Without him, for sure, I wouldn't have had the kind of career that I had after, you know, being mentored by him. But
Right,
I think a lot of guys, they just get like, you know, I'm overseas, so that this ain't where I'm supposed to be, so whatever, I'm just gonna go ahead and do whatever. And that ain't the attitude. You gotta have the right attitude.
I mean, it was, for me, it was like I always started over there, so it was like it was easy for me, you know what I mean? So so it was just like I'm just gonna go out here and just kill. So like you said, when those NBA players came over there, I mean, I wanted a piece of the action ASAP, bro. You know what I mean? So they definitely had targets on their back, and I could read like what's his name, Ruben Patterson, and all those dudes came to the Middle East. Oh my goodness, I'm talking about 47, 15, and 11 on the cat. You feel me? Like go right at his back, bro. But I mean, like you said, but Pete Michael, you know what I mean? Very, 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 very skilled player as well. And when I say skilled, I mean like he wasn't like that in Cincinnati. You feel me? Right. But we know what staying in the gym can do for you. You feel me? So we do know it. We do know that. So that's what I just try to preach to my kids and my son. Just you gotta, even if you ain't in the gym, you gotta be home doing something because somebody right now is working real hard, bro. You feel me? Oh, straight up.
I agree. I can't agree with that more, man. You know, and a lot of guys don't understand, like, this day livelihood that, you know, with the wrong attitude, you could be missing out on hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars.
For real.
With that. Speaking of getting them chips.
Right.
And I know you done picked up a few nice checks.
Picked up a few nice
checks. But what I try to tell this to a lot of young guys, that you're gonna be getting paid, especially if you're on top of your game, you're gonna get that money.
Right.
But you don't understand, there's a lot of other BS that come with that too. You know.
Right. Absolutely.
You're the only one. I know I've been on teams where I was the only one getting paid.
Right, I've been there.
The team, and a ton of challenges with that. Talk about a couple of those challenges you had, like when, you know, knowing that you coming in there and you're the highest paid player on your team, or, you know, you're supposed to be the one leading to the promised land. All those challenges in there. How did you face those?
I was fortunate. At the same time, I played on a lot of good teams. You know what I mean? So you didn't have those problems and all that, but you did. I mean, you know, some guys not getting paid. Sometimes I didn't get paid. You feel me? And sometimes I done got snaked out of money. You feel me? I feel like Lebanon still owe me like 500 backs. You feel me? But you know, at the same time, it's comforting knowing that a team do rely on you and respect you enough to give you your money, you know, when it's due, maybe a couple of days later, whatever. But, you know, at the same time, you still got to go out there and produce, even if you ain't getting paid, or you really ain't going to get paid. You feel me? So
you ain't lying. I still remember sometimes in Lebanon. I remember the year that we played, and we done ran through the whole league. I mean, we lost like 2-3 games. They thought it was the end of the world. We still won.
Right. That's crazy.
End of the season, they still like, oh no, but y'all lost them games back in February. Like, what you mean?
Right. What is he talking about?
Even the Lakers lose.
Right. You feel me? Like, it's crazy. I mean, and it can mess with you mentally too over there because you so far away. That's why, like, a lot of cats, you go overseas and they can't make it. You know what I mean? Like, you go over there, they start messing with your money, the language barrier, and all that, because it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, like, you really got to be, like, mentally a strong person. You know what I mean? Because it can get to you. Especially if you got family and your family is away. I mean, your family is in the States and you over there grinding, you know, trying to make a better life for them. So a lot of guys don't make it. But I'm thinking now with all this social media and all that stuff now, I'm thinking more and more of them probably more likely to make it now. What I don't understand is why are these cats like even wasting their time playing in the D League and all that? Just go overseas and get your money, bro, and just come back and play in the summer leagues, man. You feel me? Like, I don't understand, because I played 2 years in the D League, and that's when it first started. I was leading scorer first year, third leading scorer my first year, first leading scorer My second year, and I ain't getting no looks from the NBA, bro. Now, and I'm killing niggas. They calling up every night. I'm like, I don't understand this.
No.
So I blacks out like week before the season over. I blacks out. I go to the NBA row and I gives them the middle finger going down the score after I scored a bucket. You feel me? And then
oh, that's why. I was for a while, but that's why you didn't.
I know, but still, I mean, you got to understand the frustration as well. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? So, they suspended me, and I just left the team and went straight overseas, bro, and played in a couple of summer leagues and killed, and everybody telling me, yo, cats getting signed. They like, yo, you next, you next. Yep. And it don't happen. I was like, you know what? I'll never forget, I was 27 years old, and I said, I'll never go to another NBA vet camp, nothing ever again, bro. You know what I mean?
Political, man. It can be political, but like I said, a lot of guys wouldn't be able to take that same frustration and put it to good use.
Right. Yeah, I did put it to good use.
Let it weigh on them. And I know a lot of guys personally, who didn't really get that shot that they deserved, and it kind of messed them up a little bit.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's why, I'm glad you telling and elaborating on it, because young players need to understand.
They need to understand that.
You might have a talent, but it's a lot of political stuff that goes on behind doors that you don't even know about.
That you don't even know.
Can't take it personal. Gotta still.
You can't take it personal.
Yep. I'm gonna wake up, tie my shoes up, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna kill anybody who's in my way.
Yep, absolutely.
I love that, man. Look, I'm glad I'm so happy that you got in the show, man. And you know what? Just you tell everybody, give me the biggest piece of advice you would tell any young player, even if they're young, I know you work with kids in the gym all the time, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm sure you interact with all kinds of, guys in college, guys just getting out of college. What's your biggest piece of advice for all of them?
When you come to that gym, it ain't no friends. No friends. I'll tell you a quick story. I laugh and joke with guys all the time on the court, but I got 35, 25 at the half. You feel me? So I'm like, but I'm doing that as a tactic as well. You know what I mean? But I just when you go between them lines, when you go to work out, make sure when you leave that gym, you come home, you ice, you do whatever, you look in that mirror. If this is what you want to do, that you gave it all you possibly can that day, the next day, that game, the next practice. Be the best player in practice. So now when you hitting your shots in practice, so when the game time comes, it's not even no question that when you hit the shots, they go in because you put that work in, man. It's just, I tell a kid, when you go in the gym, the first thing they do is fire half-court shot. You're not going to shoot that shot in the game. Soon they come to the gym, they want to shoot threes. Move in first, warm up, and then gradually get yourself out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, just work when you get between them lines, man. Just grind it out and then put everything on the line. And at the end of the day, if you got other options, you take them, and just pretty much that's it, bro.
Simple but effective, man. Man. It really starts with them just getting in the gym and putting in the work they by themselves. Because you see nowadays, and this is the business that we in. We're in basketball coaching / training / camps and clinics and all that, where we're raising the youth, and you got to pay for all that, right? But I tell a lot of parents, they got 10, 11, 12-year-old kids, 13-year-old kids, and they talking about, they real good now, want to get really, really good. I need a trainer. I need this. I need that. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Right now, can you imagine if we had YouTube where we can
come on, man.
They got trainers online for free.
Online for free.
If your kid is in the gym or is begging you every single day, I got to get in the gym. I need to be better. I'm going to go to the gym. Drop me off at the YMCA at 9 a.m. Come back and pick me up at 4 p.m. Just give me $10 so I can eat. Mm-hmm. When they doing that, then you say, okay.
Then you say, okay.
for me to pay and invest and put all this time into it. You know, you say what you do, you went, you picked up a ball when you was 14, 15, you work on your jab step.
That's it. That's all I did.
I haven't seen a kid pick up a ball and go to the gym and work on their jab step maybe in 20 years. Like
right. You feel me?
Without the coach telling them, right?
Right.
Just good in there, working on your stuff. You and I played together when we were still in our early 30s, you know, early to mid 30s. I was 39 when I retired. You know, the first thing I did when I used to walk in the gym at 39, mic and drill.
Mic and drill, yeah.
It's
important.
Yeah, it's important. Form shooting right next to the basket. I'm 39.
Right.
You know, I didn't even really have to practice at that time. You know what I mean?
Right. For real.
I already knew what was going on. The game is slowed down, but the first thing I did every single day, go in the gym, mic and drill, form shooting. Okay, let me get some free throws and a light jogging. You know, and that's the stuff we learned when we grew up.
How important is it too for these kids to know to be good teammates as well? You know what I mean? Like, and then once they respect you, you know, they do anything for you, man. You know what I mean? Once the people respect you. I mean, like that goes, my dad used to always say, when you leave out of town, you know, you representing us everywhere you go. You know what I mean? So it's important to be good teammates, good students. Cause I mean, like, when a coach run a play, you want to know all 5 positions. So that means you got to be intelligent to be able to get guys in the right position and being leaders and all that. But that's the only way I knew when I got on the court. You know what I mean? I mean, like I would run through walls for my teammates. You feel me? And I wasn't on the court demeaning my teammates, cussing them out, trying to fight them because they missed passes and all that. And these kids are doing that today. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I ain't doing that in your program, and they damn sure wouldn't be doing that in my program.
Right, for sure.
Because I look at y'all, like, ain't none of y'all really that good to me.
Ain't really none of y'all that good.
Honest with you, like you got to prove to be that good. Once you get to the next level and you keep proving yourself, that's when you know. But you know, you walk out here at 14 or 15 and think that this is it. Because trust me, I've seen a lot of amazing 14 and 15-year-olds.
Man, and y'all are not like
high school.
I mean, we still teach them I just still teach basic footwork, coming off the screens and how to shoot the ball with the proper footwork. I mean, like you 14, 15, when I was 14, 15, I already knew this because I was in the gym working on it. Y'all have no clue. That's why y'all turn the ball over all the time because y'all ain't got no base and no balance and to yourself. And that's why y'all are like that. So with my kids, I just train them footwork. That's it. Coming off of screens, learning how to get up into guys' body on defense, leaning on people. You know what I mean? Just wearing people out, always touching them. Always, they don't communicate unless you get all. You talking about the top teams in the nation. You go to these games and you'll hear, "I got your weak side" and all that. You know, we always talking on the court. You feel me? Like it's a team effort. When they just like when you hear me saying I got weak side, so and then you're gonna be like, hey, send him this way, send him that way, or I got your back, or you cover this, and I mean like this winning basketball, bro.
How we played it, that's the only way we know how to play. We just thought that was basketball.
That's basketball. Yeah.
That's winning basketball.
Right.
But you know what? It's great that coaches like you, players like you, guys that played at the highest level and then still come back and give all this knowledge. And this ain't just for 14 and 15-year-olds. This is for the 20-year-olds.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
25 and being your second, third year playing pro somewhere overseas or in the league or whatever, and you still might not have these basics down. And I'm glad you still teaching them, man. I'm glad you're still teaching them.
I ain't gonna stop for sure.
Now you can't keep posting your stuff on Instagram. I'm gonna keep stealing it.
Right. Yeah, I know, right? I be trying to not to post too much because cats around here in Louisville, bro, they ridiculous with it.
Hey, I'm gonna give it your name. I'm gonna say, yo, this is the Nate Johnson like cone drill and get him
right. I mean, but you know, out of that, what I was doing right there, I mean, we Euro step around it. You feel me? We spin, move back, and then it's all around the court. You know what I mean? Because you can't just isolate yourself on one side saying because I'm right-handed, I got to stay on the right. No, sir. We going all around the court with it. And another good thing with my workouts is, I charge 25 an hour, which we ain't trying to kill the parents or nothing like that. But I keep them in the gym for 2 hours. You feel me? So, I mean, when you know what I mean? I ain't trying to, they come in there 2 hours and I pretty much try to, when they done, super exhausted, because my thing is, if you ain't never been through nothing, to get somewhere, you got to go through something first to get to it. So now when you going through it for them 2 hours, the parents sit back, they text me and call me all the time, like, hey, I appreciate it. It's really paying off. He's starting to do this. And, and it makes us proud as trainers. You feel me? Like, okay, now just come a little more so we can get a little bit more of that brick. Nah, I'm just joking. But I mean, we're gonna keep it real though. It's a $1 billion business. You feel me?
Real talk.
So if you do,
and I like it. I like what you're talking about, because even what you telling the parents, like you bringing them in there, and yeah, you paying them. Trust me, it's a bunch of trainers out there that's training these kids, and these kids will never go nowhere because they're not teaching them the right stuff.
Right?
Yeah. How to do step back 3-pointers with dribbling and fading away. Steph Curry can do. Steph Curry, 8 million 3-pointers like that. That's how he can do it.
Right.
But Steph Curry's one of the best finishers in the paint too. And I know some of these kids can't even make regular layups, let alone
can't even make regular layups, bro,
and all that stuff. And that's what these kids need to learn. Like, that's where you can take it to that next level and be like, okay, now I'm gonna be a great college player like Nate Johnson. Now I can go to the pros and make millions of dollars like this guy or that guy, because you already got the basics and the fundamentals down.
Right. Yep. Facts, bro.
Man, that's what's up, man. Well, listen, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Them Packers too, bro. I was a little disappointed, but
I was gonna text you, but I wanted you to come on the podcast. I didn't want you to get mad at me.
Right. Hey, I was MIA for that whole week, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna be mad this time next year if the Rams don't win the Super Bowl. We just traded for Stafford, so
that's right. Y'all got Stafford now. That's right. Yeah, but that's why I've always thought about, and I try to describe myself as what kind of trainer I was. You feel me? Right. So I've always knew that I had the heart and desire to get out there and really do that. So I was always trying to think of a name for myself, like, what kind of emotions are I'm feeling on the court? Where is my motor level at on the court? And I always thought and I just came when I was like, yo, intense, bro. You feel me? Like, when I step on that court, I'm intense. I'm already at 10, bro. You feel me? So I thought it was like perfect for me. So I ain't got no website and all that, man. I ain't really trying to get all into it like that. You feel me? I'm just happy with the people that come work out with me, and I put my things on social media. If they come and want to work hard and get better, come. If not, I'm happy with the group I got. I'm mainly for my son as well, you know what I mean? Just being in the gym with him. But I'm not out here just I ain't one of those dudes out here trying to chase it and get rich and do it and do all that. I just want the kids that want to come work hard and get better. And I'll keep posting it on my social media, like, hey, I'm working out at this time. If y'all want to come through. If not, I'm in the gym with my son anyway. You feel me?
What's the social media, man? Give us the social media. Well, I can't promise that ain't nobody else gonna steal it. I'm gonna promise that when I steal it, I'm gonna at least make it your name for the drill.
Right. Now, you can get me on social media, alternate, ALTERNATEE3, on the Instagram. And like I said, ain't nothing too special, for the people that know me and they see me out here, working out with the kids and all that. Like I said, if y'all want to come. If not, keep it moving, bro.
What's up,
because I ain't all the nonsense and all that, bro. I ain't got no time for all that. Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean?
You're a real coach, man. You bringing it back to like how it was before, man. So listen, appreciate you being on the show. We definitely
appreciate you, bro.
We definitely doing a part 2.
Right.
We got to talk about like the dark side.
Right. Hey, Come on, man. You know our conversation crazy, bro. You feel me? That time we spent together was like one of the most amazing times I had. You feel me?
Yeah,
Overseas
like
and all.
It was like Miami.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Crazy. We're gonna bring a part 2 back and talk about the dark side.
Right. I can't wait for that. We definitely got to do that.
At night. We can call it at night.
Right. Straight up.
Receiving votes at night.
Yeah, right. It costs cats their marriages and everything, bro. I'm like, shit, it's kind of worth it. You feel me?
Man, listen, I'm gonna get out of here before you say too much right now. We gotta put the parental advisory on that one.
Right. Facts, bro.
Yes,
yeah,
sir, man. Hey, keep them kids right, man.
For sure.
Like how you do, man. And
we're
gonna get on
absolutely.
the show. I appreciate you being on the show, man.
I appreciate you for having me, bro. And talk to you real soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace out, bro.
Nate Johnson, trust me, and the story that I told in the beginning of the interview about him, like I said, this is before social media, this is before anything. I'm old. This is like 25 years ago, and it was only word of mouth, or you had to read something or whatever, and I remember he was the first person, like I said, Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Tim Thomas, great NBA player. Jermaine O'Neal, amazing NBA player. Ronnie Fields was an amazing player. He came from Chicago. They were comparing him to Jordan when we were like 15, 16. Mike Bibby, class of 96, crazy. Rock Lloyd was in that class. Jason Collier, RIP, rest in peace. Big Willie Dershon, and coming out of New York, Shaheen Holloway, like I said, tons of guys, Steven Jackson, and it's like 15, 20 guys. Jamal McGlure was in that class, great NBA player. The first name that really rang out, and I lived in St. Louis, he lived in Camden, New Jersey, was Nate Johnson. I'm telling you. He scored 70 points in the game, or 68 or 70, something like that, when we were sophomores or juniors, and then came back like a month later and broke his own record. He scored 80, 81, 82, it might have been like 78, who knows, people like, put a few more points on it, but that's my guy. But what I'm saying is, like, that's how good he was. He was an outstanding high school basketball player. He was a high school All-American. And, went to Louisville, had a good career at Louisville, didn't quite make the NBA. Now we know why, because I didn't know the story that he had flipped off all the NBA execs after he scored a basket. But, like he said, his sink was full and he just overflowed. Sometimes it happens. You get frustrated, things happen, and, you got to live with your consequences. But he went overseas and absolutely destroyed. Like I said, I was in my early 30s when we played together. He destroyed the competition, everybody. By far, it was, you did not want to really see him on the court back when he was in his prime, because that's what he was going to do. He was going to try to embarrass you. He was going to try to score 40 or 50 points on anybody. It didn't matter. But that was the mindset that he took into his overseas career. Not, I didn't make the NBA, so, I guess it's just whatever. I'll just do whatever. He was like, okay, I didn't make the NBA. That's cool. Every single person that I play against from now on that steps out on the court against me, I'm destroying them. That's number one. That's an amazing mindset to have going into any situation, going into any kind of, I don't care what industry you're in. If you go into any industry and say, I don't care who the competition is, I'm going to try to destroy them and embarrass them, by any means necessary, that's what it is. And, the number one thing that he talked about was when he first started, and we talked about this a little bit, he didn't have a trainer. He didn't have, he wasn't able to spend, thousands of dollars on a personal trainer or speed and agility or, all these things. And I think that, if parents can do that for their kids, it's great. Having that kind of privilege. I didn't have that kind of privilege growing up, but to be able to have that kind of privilege is it's awesome. I love it. He didn't have that. He just went into the gym, picked up a ball, and started working on moves. That's it. I'm sure he saw him on TV somewhere, or maybe basketball camp or something like that, but he just went in the gym and just started working on moves, started working on his jab step, Start working on his one dribble pull-up. Start working on his three-pointer. Start working on his finishing. Like all these things, he just started working on by himself until he got better and better and better. You really only need yourself in a basketball. You know, that's it. Or, you know, on your speed and agility days, you just need, you know, like a park or something like that, a street. I mean, it was one time I was doing speed and agility right in the driveway on concrete, saying to yourself, you know, that the only person that's gonna stop me is me. I'm just gonna be great. You go all in at anything you do. As soon as you step between the lines, there's no friends. You know, yeah, it's jokes and stuff like that, but he said he would just do it because, you know, at that point he had like 25 or 30, you know, but, and he wasn't lying, you know, like, I've seen it. Go hard, try to do whatever you got to do to get to that next level. And you know, I think that'll help a lot of guys that don't quite think that they're at the place that they should be, still be able to have an amazing career and amazing life. If this podcast or video podcast, I don't know what they call video podcast, videocast, whatever. If you feel like it can help somebody else, you know, please share it. Write comments, write questions, write topics, whatever you want to hear about. You know, I got a topic on everything. I got like 100 stories on everything and a topic on everything. So, you know, we'll definitely talk about it. Hit me up on my personal IG, Mr. Loren Woods. Hit me up on the agency IG, mglow_US. Man, other than that, y'all stay fortunate and be blessed.
I don't take days off, do I? When my number is called, I don't take plays off, do I?